It is your girl, Kisha, aka Coach K Transforms. And you know, I'm back with another dope session, baby. Listen, if you see my lovely face, then you see I am not here by myself. So I'm allow my guest the honor of introducing herself. Hello, hello, hello.
I said because we were laughing earlier. I was like, she has so many podcasts. So I am
Absolutely.
the CEO of BSHG LLC. And what we do is manage and market my 3 other companies, which is Customer First Marketing, which the name is what it's about. We take the time to understand your customers before we do anything, marketing campaign strategy, marketing campaigns. I also have a beautiful blog called Maisha Lemonade Stand, which I'll talk a little bit later about that. And my passion project, the thing that keeps me up at night, but I love, 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 is QBob, my Black-owned brand marketplace, which again is all about economic empowerment, selling and marketing Black-owned brands, and I'm trying to create an ecosystem. By the end of this year, I will have created my own Black-owned brand ecosystem. So
Let's
excited. Just so
go.
excited to be here.
I love it. I love it. Oh, you got me geeked, girl.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So please share with my listeners, as we know, this is all about, our journeys. And I definitely want to hear more about yours. So give us a little history on where you and how you became the dope bomb female that you are today.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I will not get imposter syndrome on your show, but
Hey, that's what it's about, baby. So feel free. Hey, we
right, this
operate in
is the
full
thrills and
transparency.
spills, right? The
There
thrills and
you
spills.
go.
So
We operate in full transparency, baby. So
that's why I enjoy. Yeah, I have a very straightforward, honest, direct person.
I
So
love it. I love
my
it.
journey to entrepreneurship started years ago. I can't remember anymore because I'm at that age we no longer count time in terms of days
Come
and
on.
months and years. But it started because I was at a position and my boss came into me and he said, I need you to promote this girl. And I said, what do you step back?
Right.
Promote this girl. We haven't even promoted me yet.
Oh,
Because she's been
wow.
working hard. Well, she's only doing what I tell her to do. And if she's doing that, then I must be working double hard because I'm trying
There
to
you
train her
go.
and mentor her. And here's where she is, ready for you to give her a
Makes sense.
promotion. It also was a time where the company was being bought out, was acquired. So I had that moment where I was like, you know what? I'm going to take my marketing skills and I'm going to start my own company. So I go into the CEO, because that's who my boss was at first. And I said, you know what? With all this fear, uncertainty, and doubt, I'd rather just step on my own. Can we work out some kind of set up some kind of something where I can just go and not have to deal with the nonsense? And so that's what I did. That's what I did. And I mean, it took us, they were taken aback because, no one wants a valiant employee to add to the.
And don't. And don't. I love it though.
So I've always prided myself, and this is until I became a mother, of a no fear mentality. The motherhood puts all kinds of fears in your life.
Ooh,
So I just took
it.
a step out on faith, and that's where Maisha Lemonade Stand came out. Because I said I didn't have a plan. I just said I am ready for this. So luckily, social media was there. So I created a Facebook page, Maisha Lemonade Stand, and 5 years later, we're building and growing. And I just blog about my journey as an entrepreneur. I blog about some of the things, some of the good things, some of the thrills, and I talk about the spills in as you know, a real honest way. So that was my journey from what am I going to do next to having Maisha Lemonade Stand. 2 years later, I started Customer First Marketing. That's my bread and butter. Marketing is what I love. And QBob, which is my passion. So here's where we are.
I love it. And you a serial entrepreneur. Like I absolutely love that. I think that is so, let me just say kudos to you, sis, because stepping out on your own is no easy task. Like even though you had that no fear factor at that time, like I just can't even imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like the next day after the fact, you probably were like, wait, I'm good, but what did I just do here? You know what I'm saying? Like, and
I did because I was also a single mom. I mean, it was
Mm.
also the recession. I forgot. I always forget about that. So I don't know
Ooh.
what I was thinking, but as entrepreneurs know, once we decide to move, we move.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about this today. We make our dreams come true. Come by hook or crook, we're gonna make it happen.
We gonna
So
make it do what
I
it
always
do.
had moments, especially when I was like, oh my God, my mortgage is due. What am I gonna
Right.
do? And then I would just go back to work. I was in retailing in New York for years before I moved to Maryland and started doing marketing full time. So whenever I needed cash, I just knew I could always get a job. And I do
Right.
rely on that to stay. If I need a quick in cash flow, I'm like, okay, let me stop with the pride, get some cash until the next deal comes.
Yeah. And I love that you said that because like when we talk about entrepreneurship, the first thing people think is that one, everybody is a full-time entrepreneur and they're not still in corporate America, or anything like that. And that's just not the case. Even though I am a full-time entrepreneur, I was forced into full-time entrepreneurship. And the reason why I say that is because I was fired from my job.
Mm.
And at that time I was like, am I gonna go look for another job or am I going to step out on faith? You know what I'm saying? And the latter worked out for me, and God is definitely continuing to bless me, but I don't have that pride to say if any point in time I feel like I need to go and get another stream with an employer, I'm going to do that. So I love that you said that. Hey, be okay with having to go back and get some coins from somebody else real quick, to keep yourself on balance, in an alignment. Which I
My
also want to talk about
Go
alignment.
ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What
No,
was you
no, I
gonna
was
say?
gonna say my one thing I learned very early on was cash flow. I actually wrote a blog about it. Cash flow is queen.
Yes.
So to all of us, to all of you entrepreneurs out there, if your
That
cash
one,
flow
please.
isn't right, you got to figure out a way to get cash flow into your company, whether that's borrowing, credit line, whatever. But I live by cash flow. I don't live by budgets. I live by the cash flow.
And it's facts. It's facts, and a lot of times people don't even think about that. They just want to start the business, right? Everybody's like, "Oh, I want to start a business. I want to start a business." And it's like, "Okay, I get it. You have a vision, but there still has to from the time that vision comes to life for you, the strategy has to come into play like immediately after. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us just have winged it. I'll be honest with me, fully transparent, I winged it the first year of my entrepreneurial journey, but I did have some cash flow already flowing in because I was on unemployment, right? Because I had
Mm-hmm.
got fired and it was during COVID. So yeah, exactly. So I built it for
Wow.
1 second. I did not take advantage of that cash flow as I built my business. I definitely did. So
Absolutely.
great point that pointed out with that. But one thing that I definitely knew is it was in alignment for me, right? It was really my purpose because one thing that I knew is I always have helped women. I always was that helping spirit. I was always that supportive person, but the old way of me was doing it without helping me first. And I had to step into that journey of self prioritization, clarity on what it is that I really want. Because I spent so much time helping everybody else, I didn't really know what I wanted, right? I didn't really know. You'd have never told me in 2019 that I was going to be an entrepreneur, girl, ever. You'd have never told me that, but stepping into that personal transformational side, here I am,
And we thank
but
you for it.
thank you. I appreciate that, sis. But I think we don't realize a lot of us suppress our purpose in life. And I know wholeheartedly that my purpose is empowering, uplifting, motivating, and partnering up, collaborating with women on any level to help them become the most empowering version of themselves because that's what fulfills me. And I know even with you with the multi-business, I know that each one of them has given you a sense of fulfillment when it comes to your purpose. How did you get to the point that you knew this is exactly what you wanted to do?
So it's interesting. So I'll do it in terms of this. My usual main stand was not purpose. The purpose was how do I market myself without a website and all that stuff.
Right.
And I knew that I was on this journey. So I wanted to share it with others. Customer first is the bread and butter. And from working with so many technology, so my marketing background is in technology.
Okay.
And you talk to developers and project managers and these brilliant people. And they could not tell you why XYZ technology was needed. I used to like listen to J2E, Java, blah, and I'm like, who? What does it for the customer?
Right.
That's what we need to. That's what we need to understand.
Absolutely.
That's the message I need to put out. Great, right? We can
Yeah.
prove why it costs so much, but that's why. And the second thing I noticed, this is because I really tried to work with startups in the tech space when I first began, and a tech startup can grow really fast.
Yeah.
Making sure that you prepare them for growth and that the silos that exist in big corporations, we prepare for that.
Yeah.
I just was talking about this the other day. Like, one of the things I forgot about was employees engagement and keeping them aligned with your mission and your vision. So customer first marketing was me just like, you got to do this right. And you really only have one time to get it right, in my opinion. But, you know, AI has changed all that. And Q-Bob is, I'm raised in an HBCU family. I'm raised to give back. I was raised that volunteering and service is all part of it. So Q-Bob is my way of delivering that economic empowerment message to Black-owned brands. And really just I'm not trying to be rich off of this, but I'm trying to connect us all. And I'm trying to get all of us to see the importance of working together, as you said, partnering, collaborating, making it all happen together. And Q-Bob helps me do that. So that's the purpose journey.
Hey, and it is a hell of a journey, sis. What you're talking about has the potential to just be everything that we need, right? The mindset of us sometimes had me so frustrated because I felt like sometimes we had that sense of entitlement. Oh, well, just because I'm Black, you know, you better work with me because I'm Black. And there was no customer service. There was no marketing. Like, there was none of that. It was just automatically. And I'll be honest, I still see it now. And I tell people all the time, the COVID way of operating business is over with, right? Now the time has come where you really got to put that work in, and you really got to enlist organizations like yourself. You know, you got to help with that marketing, because marketing is a continual, constant thing. I know you get a lot of people that be like, oh, you just gonna make a flyer for me and I'll share that, and that's it.
It just happened yesterday. It just happened yesterday. Oh, I could do this. I'm not saying you can't.
Right.
I'm saying I can do it better with more thought, more intentions behind it. But yeah, you can go out and do your flyer and your logo and your website, but you'll call me because you didn't think it through. Because not only is it marketing, but I've been in the business. I've been doing business for years now. So now where I was in faster helping startups, now I really know what you need. Yeah,
absolutely. Like, just give us a few things just off the top of your head that when you're like putting a marketing strategy together for somebody, like someone has actually enlisted you, you know, and your organization, like give us a few of the things that is required out the gate.
So the first thing I do, so the good thing about what I do and the business I am, I get to talk to many different entrepreneurs in many different industries doing many different great things. So that's why I call it customer first marketing, because I was like, there's no way I'm going to understand your business, but I am going to understand your customer. So take the time to understand who you think your customer is today and who you think your customer will be tomorrow. You could use if you have a website, you can use Google Analytics. If you have social media, you can just quickly kind of see the things that are happening behind you. If you don't have all that, make it up, right? But find some some facts and data to support who you are. So African American market, millennials, Gen Z, boomers, find some information, but start with your customer. Because just like you said, we have many businesses who don't consider customer service important. They believe that their jewelry is important. And just because they made it, people will come. What is that? What I call brand promise that you deliver, right?
Oh, I like that.
So understand your customer. From there, create your mission and your vision. And understand it's iterative. You may change it, but take that time and then figure out your brand promise, right? And if it's Nike, always innovating sneakers. Nike is a multi-billion-dollar business, not because it's cool, but they are constantly innovating.
And they are.
Constantly. I mean, even though we had Jordan, I don't even know, 5,000, they change that sneaker all the time. So I would bet, and I wish I knew this off. I did know, but what their brand promises is promise of to innovate to sell sneakers. Simple.
Yeah.
So if you understand your customer, do that buyer's persona, if you take the time to think about your brand promise and really put the customers at the center of what you're doing, you will be successful.
Absolutely. And I girl, you broke it down so cold. I love that because it really does require the work ahead of time. All of this work needs to be done before you even try to sell your first product. Like, we want to just throw things out there and tag 99 people on social media because we got a product to sell. And, I'm not going to lie, that is a pet peeve of mine. I'm sorry. I get
tagged all the
time. I
time.
know you do.
So I work with a client, the What Now movement, and they're about leadership development as well. And we put out a social post: "Don't pick my brain, pick my package."
Ooh. Come on, pick my package, baby.
Because I will if I don't know you and you tag me, I'll say, "Here's my PayPal. If you put $100 in it, I will gladly share." No one's done it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but hopefully that'll get you out of the habit of tagging me.
That's my real estate. That's my brand. That's who I'm influenced. So I'm not just gonna post because you tag me in that thing.
Yeah, I need y'all to stop doing it. It's
like, I am amazed. As a marketing person, I now am building teams to help me market people and brands better. Because I'm like, I cannot be an expert in TikTok, YouTube, WhatsApp, Snapchat, LinkedIn. I can't. I actually, and I'm so, we're talking about the spills, right?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of myself because I said that to myself. I said that to myself I was like, you will not be able to do this unless you build a team of experts around you. I call them my 1099s.
Yeah.
Because
1099s, baby.
Right? Because I'm just like, and we're talking about AI, it's fast.
Yeah.
So once I get the concept, I can sell it. But it's so important for me and for all of us out there. Know what we are good at, know what our weaknesses are, and build a team around that.
Man, you better tell them, sis, because the thing is, I had to do that, my first year again. And honestly, it's not that I have a huge team, but I have a team, if it's nothing for my brick and mortar that I have here in my city, there's a team of people, and I am starting to dislike social media. So now it's like, I'm building that team around that because I do not like to be on social media all day. I can't stand it. I think
most of us are getting social media out.
Oh,
but again, it's, where is your customer?
Yep.
And if you built your customer on social media, you can't just be like, I'm done, right?
Yeah. And baby, let me tell you, it be days. But it's days where I'm like, forget everything, but but just because the personal transformation, I had did that. I actually took a break, but this was before I actually launched Upgraded Mindsets. I had took a break from social media. I had took, the 30-day detox. I needed it so bad. And it really changed my life because it gave me the name Upgraded Mindsets because that's what I was on at that time, upgrading my mind, so it stuck and that's my baby. But also understanding too that when we do have those mental struggles, your team can help you out. So if you like, you know what, I'm logging off today. You got me. Let me send this email over here real quick. Yeah, I'm not here today. I can't do it today, y'all. But building that solid team, nobody, it's not going to miss a beat, so it's very critical to understand that, y'all, and just know that it is required. You can't do, if you want to grow, anybody can start. Yes, one person can start a business all day, but if you want to grow and pivot as a business and as an entrepreneur and as a brand, baby, you're going to have to get some people on your team.
Absolutely.
And another thing that I wanted us to touch on too was talking about like the personal purpose with the company purpose, right? Because a lot of times, and I have talked to women as a coach, helping, having those initial conversations, they want to start a business that's with something that they don't even like, and yeah, like, I'm like, so what's the meaning behind it? And you touched on that earlier, like, what's the purpose behind the business that oh, I just want to make some money. Why do you want to create it? And how do you feel? Do you feel that that's like super important to have those things aligned before you even try to move forward?
So what I hear you saying is, well, let's give us grace. Let's give the first years grace.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the first year, you just want to make money off of your idea.
Yeah.
And you think about these things in grand terms, but you're grinding. As you mature a little bit in the business, I think those things start to align more because you actually, and people can see the inauthenticity when you're just trying to make money.
Yes.
Right? So your purpose, aligning your purpose, your personal purpose and your company purpose will come. I don't think you should start a business unless you are in it to win it, right? And in it to win it could be whatever it is, whatever that is. But if it's just to make money, this is so funny. This is so funny. If it's just to make money, you can be successful, but you're not going to be true to who you are. So you're going to find yourself, I think you talked about, in that health debt, in that taking a break because you're not in love with what you're doing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, that is facts.
You will you need to find a purpose because you will work on your business. And some people work 24. When I first started, it was like, I was so excited. I worked all the time. I am now a little bit seasoned. I'm like, oh, I didn't take a break.
Yeah.
Close the laptop, start again in the morning because I know that I'm fulfilling that purpose of what I want to do with my life, right? So your purpose matters to your health and to your mental wellness more than it matters to to you getting money. So I think that's the message I want to leave with people. You're gonna grind. The first year you make all kinds of mistakes, you get a pass. By your third year, you're ready to thrive and you're now able to say, okay, these things are coming together.
Yeah, I love that. And I love how you broke that down because I do think that the industry matters. Being in the coaching industry, you have to be transparent. People want to see personality. People want to see that you've gone through some of the things and they want to hear the solution on how you're going to help them overcome whatever it is that they're struggling with too. So I do think that it varies with industry. But the one thing that hasn't changed since I have started is my purpose. And that is just being that beacon of support for other women and showing them that they're capable, they're able, but also being accountable and being intentional and, building a tribe of like-minded, just all of that. So all of my different platforms form that. Thank you, sis. Thank you. Like the Woman's Hustle, this podcast, my other podcast, and Primary Real Talk, the Upgraded Mindsets Media channel on YouTube. All of that is geared towards that. My office is in my brick and mortar, but we also provide personal resources and development for small businesses. And I also have 2 other women business owners that have their products here in my office location.
Oh, that's
So
nice. I didn't know you did that. Look at
thank
that.
you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So like it's all aligned with that purpose of just wanting to, uplift that woman and be that support to women that I didn't have, because I had family and friends, but not being supported wholeheartedly, and I'm very transparent and I speak that truth. So please tell us a little bit more about the ecosystem before we finish out here. And then I'm going to ask you one more question before we go.
I love talking. I love this.
Yes,
That's
come
no
on,
problem.
sis. Come on. Tell
So,
us a little bit about the ecosystem that we building, baby.
so I'm gonna get a little bit into the history. So on my blog, I wrote about Martin Luther King's Southern Leadership Economic Proposal, or whatever it was.
Okay.
And reading it echoes the same words that we use today, like almost to the letter. So like, what is movement? What is progress when it comes to economic equality? So the ecosystem that I am creating is I am working with the Black-owned brands, of course. I am trying to connect that. I forgot her name, so forgive me, but she helps with the retail. She's specifically a retail coach who helps these Black-owned brands. I'm going to work with working with a content creator who wants to do a podcast about Black-owned brands. It is tying all of these efforts to the city, right? So the city now needs a Black-owned brand, blah, blah, blah. So I'm trying to tie it all in together with an event that I will share with everyone later once I get it all together. But so that at least on one day, not Martin Luther King Day, not Black History, not Black Friday, a day dedicated to this Black-owned brand. So the ecosystem is bringing all of these suppliers, partners, banks, vendors, supply manufacturers together, and we are going out and saying, make a purchase. I'm actually going to call, I think, the $1 Million March. Make a purchase with someone that's in this ecosystem. If you make a purchase with Qbob, you're helping me, you're helping a Black-owned brand, and you're helping a bank. That's the dollar staying in our community 3 times. Trying to get that message out. And the reason why I get so passionate now, because we've been saying this for a while. So I got to find a marketing, messaging, something way of breaking through the noise. And the noise is a lot. It's a lot. And I think I talked to you before. If there's search for Buy Black, it's not search for. Buy Black movement is not search for. So it's something that we have in our minds, but we have to create. You have to create it as a thing. So that's the ecosystem I'm trying to create.
I love that, sis. That is so dope. Hey, count me in. Let me know.
You have a store, so we got to cut you in.
Hey, let me in. I'm talking about, because we need that. We need our own platforms. We need our own systems. We need our own. We are so behind in so much.
We need them. Not to interrupt you, but I just want to say we need them to work together. Like, yes. I know I have a work to the systems, platforms, the companies. We need to work together.
Absolutely. Oh, so powerful. So powerful. So listen, I know you shared some of your spills and thrills throughout this, but like, what is one particular thrill for you that just literally stands out when you even hear thrill of entrepreneurship?
For me, the thrill, it never changes. It's the first time I sell something. The first time I have an idea and someone buys it. I have upstairs the first dollar, and I literally, someone gave me a PayPal or whatever. I went to the bank. Can you give me $1 and framed the $1?
I love that.
The first time I sold a speaking engagement for Maisha's lemonade stand, the first product I sold, which happened to be the first contract I sold, me and Sylvia have been together forever. But the first time, and it's such a validation that your idea works. So Always a thrill to
Hey,
sell. Always a thrill to
come
sell.
on. I love it. I love it. Now, touching on the spiel, because I know you definitely shared a little bit about that, but just something that, you know, you like, why the hell did I do that? Or why did that happen? Like,
Yeah. So for me, I'll use this year, for example, because this is very interesting. I increased my rates this year. And I haven't sold my marketing strategy. I've sold PR, I've sold websites, but not the whole thing. And I said to myself, this is a spill. I was like, oh my God, I was really cheap because I used to be able to sell this sucker like people were lining up.
right, right.
So I said, okay, and this is a lesson we all have to learn. The value that I bring is not being communicated. So that is my spill that will turn into a thrill.
Absolutely, because I already know you got the strategy ready to go to get that activated, baby. And I
I was
already know.
I did 5 proposals and not one has closed. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, absolutely. But I have no doubt that if I talk to you again, you're gonna be like, girl, I went back and got 10 more. I gotta talk to you. You
Right.
know, like
Yeah.
we gonna
No
claim
doubt.
that.
No
We gonna
question.
claim that.
Like recognize the
Absolutely.
problem, solve the problem.
There you go. And that's exactly what it's about because you're going to have them. You are going to have spills, y'all. You are going to have obstacles. There are going to be things that are going to try to get in your way, but you are not allowed. I'm telling you, you're not allowed to allow them to discourage you or to make you quit. Okay. So I just look, this conversation was so dope. Like I love it.
Me
We could probably
too.
talk all night, you know what I'm saying? But please as we close out, give some tips, just like words of encouragement, some motivating factors that you just want to share with the audience to, you know, keep them encouraged.
So I was just finishing my blog about women. I do a blog every year about women that has inspired me. So I think I'll use a quote from Faith Ringgold, who passed away. Anyone can fly. All you need is somewhere to go that you can't get to any other way. Once you figure out how you're going to get there, you'll be fine.
I
I love
love it.
her, and I love that
I
quote.
love that. I love that. Look, I be all about quotes and captions and stuff like that too. So I appreciate that. All right, sis, let them know where they can find you at. I need all social media links, all website details. We need all that information.
Find me on LinkedIn. And find me on LinkedIn because that starts my conversations everywhere I go. Maisha B Hoye. I post about all these things we talked about today. It's kind of my personal brand. So Maisha B Hoye, find me on LinkedIn and I will share whatever. I will share a coupon with you, Maisha Lemonade Stand, and customer service mapping all combined into there.
Absolutely. And of course, y'all know the link will be in the podcast description, y'all. So, you know, I'm not going to leave y'all hanging with that. Okay. Listen, this has been a great conversation. Thank you so much for bringing your energy. Hey, I love it when my guests hype, I'm hype, baby. So we could get it in, but
Coach K.
but yes, I definitely appreciate you being here. Please know that you are welcome back anytime. We go through real life stuff, y'all, but it doesn't stop us from wanting to become the best version of ourselves personally and as an entrepreneur. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
I
Thank you for
appreciate y'all
having
so
me.
much for tuning in. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, the podcast. You can catch, you know, listen to the podcast on wherever, but you also know that you can listen to the best of both worlds on the Upgraded Mindsets channel. So make sure you have subscribed over there on YouTube. And Maisha, it has been a pleasure, baby.
Pleasure for me. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
You
Take
can
care.
do
Until
it.
next time.